You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by. On the morning shift.
Anything
could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Good morning. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. Glad to be here with you. Thankful that you're here with us. We have a great show planned for you today, as usual. Guaranteed or your money back. We're live on CKLU 96.7 FM, as usual, every weekday morning between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. Off to a little bit of a late start this morning. Not too bad compared to some days with the all of the technology that we have to deal with in order to get the show up and running. Today it wasn't too bad. However, a conversation with a friend over Messenger also added to the morning. And anyways, it is what it is. But we're also streaming live at cklu.ca. Make sure while you're there on the website, you can click on the Radio Player Canada app. You can download us. You can take us with you. Listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. But while you're there, look for the merch that we have, because purchasing the merch will help support the station, keep the lights on, the airwaves open, and we appreciate your support. It's Sudbury's campus and community radio station, been around since 1984, started off in a humble trailer. Now we're located on the corner of Elm Street and Elgin Street in the Telegraph Building, all part of the MacEwan School of Architecture, all under the umbrella of Laurentian University. The views expressed on this show are that of our own, my own, the guests, the co-hosts, the people commenting, and do not necessarily reflect that of Laurentian University staff, faculty, or those of CKLU's staff, or volunteers for that matter. They are our own views, and we share our views on the news on this show. This is your conversation on your station, which is CKLU 96.7 FM. We're also streaming live at facebook.com/Sudbury News, youtube.com/Sudbury News. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow the channel and the page. And we're found on demand afterwards on those two platforms, along with twitter.com, now X /Sudbury News, and on our local news aggregator, which is Sudbury.news, which we'll be taking our news from, which has Sudbury Star, Sudbury.com, CTV, and Northern Ontario, and CBC, all landing on our news aggregator. So let's dive right in this morning. We'll start off with a little bit of weather, some important weather news, so you may want to pay attention if you want to know when the snow's coming. If you haven't heard already, we'll have that for you and much more. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. Okay, currently it is -5 degrees out there. Feels like -8. So yeah, we are starting to get a little cooler. There's a weather advisory here. I just clicked it. It just went to the same page. I'm not sure. So I guess the weather advisory is not working today. So we'll just close that. We'll go back to here. Weather advisory twice. Just not, the link isn't working. However, I think we'll get the picture just in the regular forecast. Increasing cloudiness today, 40% chance of flurries late this morning and this afternoon. Periods of light snow beginning late this afternoon. And the wind will be 15 kilometers. High of 0. Wind chill -9 this morning and -4 this afternoon. Tonight, snow 5 to 10 centimeters. Wind up to 15 kilometers, so no wind. And low will be -3, wind chill -7 overnight. Tuesday, periods of snow ending in the afternoon. Then cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries, 2 to 4 centimeters. And the high will be 0. Wind chill will feel will be -8 in the morning. So again, periods of snow today, periods of snow tomorrow. Then Wednesday, mix of sun and cloud, high of 0. Same thing for Thursday. And 40% chance of flurries on Friday, -3 is your high. 40% chance of flurries on Saturday, high of -4. And for December 1st, 40% chance of flurries, high of -5. So, snow time. There's no time like snow time, and snow time is here starting today. So we made it pretty far this year, but I guess November 25th, exactly a month before Christmas, the snow will be flying. Now look at your satellite. As of 4 a.m., was clear in Sudbury-ish, and you got all that activity coming in from the west. That's what they're predicting. That's what they're saying we're going to get. You can see a little bit to the south is rain activity coming through, but to the north of that, I guess in the upper peninsula of Michigan, which is the same latitude as us, it's going to be coming our way. That's the snow. That's your Sudbury weather, brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. We'll be back with news headlines, your comments, and more right after this. Okay, and your Sudbury Wolves were in action during the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 3 games, and they did not bad for 2 of them. So Guelph Storm in town Friday to face, the Wolves. We beat them. We beat the Guelph Storm. And then Saturday, Niagara Ice Dogs. We beat the Ice Dogs. And then yesterday, Oshawa Generals. We gave them a good fight, and they are a good team with an amazing goalie, and that was the result of the loss for the Sudbury Wolves on Sunday, yesterday, due to their goaltending on Oshawa. We got into a bit of a hole beginning of the game, and the shots were very lopsided. I think 19-8 after 20 minutes. But then, shots were on par by the end of the game, and I think we even surpassed them. And if it wasn't for Jacob Oster, the goaltender for Oshawa, we definitely would have come back and won that game. Quentin Musty was not available in the third period and may be injured. We'll have to see. But he had to leave the game due to an injury. We'll see if that persists, and him coming back, we'll see if he's able to come back for Thursday's game here in Sudbury. Sudbury 5 also played their home opener, dropping to the Lightning for their home opener. And we'll have the new goal light that is the Sudbury Water Tower, which is Dario Zulich is very happy to have all set up and ready to go, I think, for Thursday's game against Barrie here in town. And so every time the Wolves score, it'll glow red, just like a goal light behind the net. So they're looking forward to that. And it's doing other things too. It has all kinds of LED lights around it and stuff, and it'll be able to light up all different colors. Might as well make use of the water tower. It was just they were deciding at one point to take it down, and because it was full of rust and whatever, right? So way to revitalize it and make use of it. It's in a great spot right there downtown. So exciting stuff coming there. So thanks for joining us, everyone. We looking forward to a great show today, and just going to check in and see. We have a few people joining us. We had, it looks like we're kind of buffering a little bit, so I'm not sure what's going on with our feed, and I'm not sure what's going on with my thing here. So I'm going to put myself back and go to there. There we go. Thanks for that, Switcher. Much appreciated. And good morning. Let's see, David, 6 days in a row. Can't believe it. Good morning. Thanks for being on. And I can believe it for sure. I'm just saying, great to have you on the show as a regular. And Nana, good morning. Blessings to all. Both you guys are on YouTube. Judy on Facebook. Good morning to you. Also, Monique, good morning. Smiley emoji. And Denise, blessings everyone. Same to you, Denise. Thanks for being on. Josiah, hello, beautiful people. Smiley emoji. Denise, good morning, everyone. All have a wonderful day. Take care. Stay safe. And yourself as well, Denise. Thanks for being on. Marianne, good morning, everyone. From Frosty Berry, liked and shared as usual. Denise, it's going to snow. It's inevitable. I actually like shoveling snow. Well, it is exercise, and it, keeps us strong and healthy in the north. So snow is coming, right? Winter is coming. It is. I would have loved to have my winter tires on for this, but at least we got them on my wife's car, and she's the one doing the main traveling today. Hope she's able to travel safe. And Cheryl, not looking forward to snow. Good morning, Cheryl. Thanks for being on. No, I am not as well. Judy says, I'm glad we're getting snow. Absolutely hate summer. Okay, wow. All right. Well, we do have a few of us out there that are diehard winter lovers. And you know what? I used to be one of those. I used to, really love winter. As I was getting older, though, I think it just started changing because the idea of not knowing what you're going to get when you leave your house is really interesting, right? You don't know what you're going to wear. You don't know what you need to take with you. You sometimes, the snow will just come and it's not even predicted or so. You wake up in the morning and there's ice on your windshield, like 2 inches thick. It could rain, could snow, you don't know if you're shoveling or putting salt, and then it's warm, like warmer. So you got your big winter coat on, you're sweating, so you don't need that. So you need a lighter coat. It's just a mixed bag all the time. You're just really not sure what to do. So if every day was totally snowing, totally cold, whatever, okay, I know what I'm going to get every morning, but you just don't in the winter. And again, there's just a lot of extra work in the winter. There just is. And then driving, safety-wise, it's not just you out there on the roads, right? So if people aren't sure of how to drive in the winter, they'll slide right across from their lane right into you, and you didn't do anything, but now you're involved in somebody else's, inability to drive properly in the winter. So anyways, it's just, there's a lot of variables in winter that have just, to me, I'd rather not have to deal with, but we're here. We live up here, builds character. Go with it. Monique, Grand Rising, hibernation time, LOL. Yeah, we all handle our winter a little differently. Marianne says normally we get snow in the first week of December, but past couple of years usually have snow at this time. Yeah, already before the first week of December. Well, we're getting it here in Sudbury, that's for sure. The whole week it's predicting snow. Yeah, and we are freezing, and I don't know why. So, and we had a lot of people on Facebook this morning. A lot of people, and maybe that's why. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason for it. So, Claire, good morning. Thanks for being with us. Much appreciated. Monique, it is just, no, the signal is coming and going. I can see it on my monitor. It's bizarre. It is what it is. We'll just keep on going. You might want to jump onto YouTube, youtube.com/Sudbury News. You just type that into the address bar, and you're on YouTube, and you can still comment and all that. I just might not know what you're called when you go onto YouTube, because some of you have a different handle. Pat, good morning to you. Thanks for being on. Hope you're having a great morning. Liette, good morning, everyone from Collingwood. Peace sign. Good morning, Liette. I hope you're having a great morning. And yeah, it is freezing up for sure. They keep changing the algorithms, of course they do. I guess got to keep themselves busy at Facebook. Not sure exactly what's going on. No, it's not your computer. Good morning, Jerome. You're listening while working. That's great because Facebook is freezing up, so you wouldn't be able to have a good experience with that. It's like somebody's got their finger on the button and they keep pressing it. We come on, they press it, and they come. They press it, we come on, they press it, and that's what it's like. Here we go again. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. So, Monique, they don't want you on this morning. I guess maybe not. I have no idea. I'm waiting on the day they do a crash, and that will be coming. Good morning, Mike. Thanks for being on. You're probably not on anymore because of all the freezing going on. But anyways, we're here. You're here. Cheryl, good morning. Water tower lights were nice to see for sure when they were all lit up for the Christmas Santa Claus Day parade yesterday. So wonderful. And good morning to you, Cheryl. And Liette, that is fun lighting up the old water tower after a goal. Yes, for sure. Community spirit, 100%. Geez, the feed is sure being played with. Yeah, 100%. Not sure what's going on. Maybe it'll just all of a sudden unglitch and come back. We'll just have to see that. And Denise, yeah, Kill Bill 293. Thank you, Sturgeon Falls, North Bay lawyer Lisa, for helping us go door to door. It was great. Got the feedback too. The man I'm going back to their homes that said we need to do something. I'm going to bring them to the front. We have to be assertive and find a way to wake up our communities for sure. So yes, I got the door knocker here at the place that I stay at for work. And yeah, we had a really great conversation. We're going to look into it more. The lady, my good friend that I stay with here, she said she wants to know more about it. So I guess the door knocker did its purpose, right? It worked its magic, and it's informing people of something they wouldn't normally be informed about. Bill C-293. If you haven't looked it up, you can look up Kill Bill 293.ca, I believe, right? Is the website, and you can learn more about it. Lawyer Lisa doing a great job trying to keep our Canada as free as it possibly can be, regardless of the entities out there that have something else in mind. I hope we have snow for the chosen one's birthday, Justin Trudeau. Love that ... You're thinking you're going to say someone else. But yeah, Justin Trudeau's birthday is on Christmas, 3 days after mine. So I'm 3 days older than Justin Trudeau. I never, I realized I was old when I was older than our prime minister. It's just those moments in your life when you realize your age. Marianne, yes, it's the bill that needs to be killed. Bill C-293. Denise, Colette, look like you guys put on a great dinner. That was fantastic. I watched your video. There you go. Okay. So I know I'm not really sure when you guys are talking to each other. I apologize for that, but yeah, it's Canada. We get winter. We have to deal with it for sure. So I can't even watch the show. I'm going to have to watch the replay. Yeah, I guess it's very whatever. It looks like it's better now, though. Looks like it's not glitching anymore. So we're back up and running. Okay, yeah, too many people freak out sometimes. So the signal should be, I'm looking at it out of the corner of my eye, and it should be back up and running. So hopefully we're good to go now. Yes, and they are doing it on purpose. This is Bill 2C90. Bill C-293 and maybe Facebook are glitching it on purpose. I have no idea why. I wasn't doing anything, saying anything that they needed to worry about this morning. If there are people here with a group, and you would like to have the Kill Bill 293 door knockers for your community, I know who has them. I could maybe set you up. So PM Denise, if you want some of the Kill Bill 293 door knockers. And it's good because they have the QR code on the door knocker. So if someone wants to just, use the QR code, they'll go right to the website, learn more about it. Marianne, good morning. All those towers are helping with internet signal. Yes, for sure. Oh, good thing. Yes, they are. Good thing they're all helping us with the internet. I don't think we're getting high-speed internet from the towers. Obviously, it's for something else. That's what I hate most driving in it, is the snow, for sure. YouTube is working perfect. That's great. And like I say, I think now Facebook is unglitching. So if anyone wants to return to that. All right, let's dive right into some of the stories we got going on today in Greater Sudbury from our local news aggregating website, sudbury.news. Federal services still available despite Canada Post strike. What I noticed is Sudbury Liberal MP Vivienne Lapointe is issuing press releases about just news stories lately, whatever ones have to do with, I guess, anything to do with federal government or anything that can be seen that she's announcing. I guess in order to get some free PR, she's just announcing news stories that would be announced anyways, but I guess the news is biting on it or likes to promote a particular politician. It's a good strategy, I guess. If you just, so Vivienne Lapointe announced some news. I guess she's becoming a journalist too, to some extent, or she's a news source. She issued a media release this week highlighting ways in which federal services are still available despite the ongoing Canada Post strike. So there are some services still available through Canada Post despite the strike going on. So give her a call to know more at her office. Say, yeah, I heard you had a press release. Can you tell me more about this? Just look it up on Google, give her office a call, and ask her to know more about these services. Or you can just read the story on Sudbury.com. Okay, so, winter weather travel advisory in effect for this afternoon into Tuesday. And Environment Canada issues a warning, 10 to 15 centimeters is possible. And Northern Ontario communities hope to cut daycare wait times with new licensed spaces. The city of Greater Sudbury says it expects long wait times for licensed daycare spaces to improve as it opens more spots over the next 2 years. So yes, more daycare spots will be available. How hard is that for families now, right, that have little ones that need daycare and there's no spots available for them? I don't know. If I was in the shoes of these people, it'd be very frustrating. And I noticed I didn't get our Stories to Start Your Day segment from Sudbury.com rolling this morning, so I'll do that now. Yeah, there you go. All kinds of advertisements. Lots of advertisements popping up and getting in the way of seeing the news. Not good for the for Sudbury.com anyways. Just letting you know, not a fan. I don't think people are fans if you got an ad that just blocks you from seeing what you're looking at for, 10 seconds or whatever. And good morning, Andrew. Thanks for being on, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good morning. This Northern Ontario School Board will be offering Ojibwe courses online. This is from CBC starting in January. The Near North District School Board will offer Ojibwe language courses to high school students across Northern Ontario to promote Indigenous language revitalization and improve access to cultural education. For more on that, just click on the story for CBC. Also from the Sudbury Star, Atikameksheng digs in heels on treaty money position. First Nation says it won't meet with protesters and will not entertain vote for second payment. You know, the protesters have an issue with the way the money has been allocated that came from the Robinson-Huron Treaty, monies that are available for First Nation across this Northern Ontario, and now they say they will not meet with protesters about a vote on a second payment. So I guess they'll continue to voice their concerns with that, and we talked about that at length the other show, that the monies being allocated could probably have been done in a better way instead of just plopping it on everybody, all these millions of dollars. And I guess each band are, separate from each other, and they all do it their own way. But it does create this, why did that band do it? The people that I know in the band next door to us, they got this much money and they did it this way, but we did it this way. And it just creates division amongst the bands, which I think we're trying to go for unity these days. And I just think it created a division for no reason, the way that it was done. Sudbury Star, they always have stories about crimes that are done because they have a reporter right in-house in the court house. So they're there on all the different things going on in the courthouse. So if you want more on that, you visit Sudbury Star, and they got all great stories about that. And another story they're covering today is a magic mushroom dispensary opens in downtown Sudbury. The silica bin, I don't know, whatever. I can't read this morning, and my eyesight isn't the greatest, obviously. But magic mushrooms is still illegal, but police have been selective in their crackdown on stores. So you got an actual magic mushroom store downtown that the police aren't really worried about. So it looks like if that's something that floats your boat, you're able to go pick up some magic mushrooms. Looks like on the corner of Elm Street and is it Durham? Elm and Durham Street. You can just walk in, grab yourself some magic mushrooms, and Bob's your uncle. And Mike, thanks for joining us this morning. Good to see you on. Hope you're having a great morning. So I had some stuff to cover here from the Sudbury Star. Just wanted to check it out here. So Valcarron, Falconbridge, and Coppercliff fire stations could shutter in a month. The union representing the city's volunteer firefighters is concerned some of its members could be on the move by the end of this year. About 20 volunteer firefighters could be shuffled to new stations if City Council decides to proceed with a part of the Modernization First plan they presented 2 years ago by the UK-based Operational Research in Health Ltd. So remember, they had a consulting firm come in and look at the city's emergency services and gave a report and some recommendations. So the city looks like they will be, they could be moving ahead with this. And good morning, Dan, on YouTube. Thanks for being on. Hope you're having a great morning. Council adopted the ambitious plan in 2023 to modernize the local fire services. The plan includes the closure of some stations, consolidation, relocation, and new builds for some fire halls. At its June 2023 meeting, City Council approved the construction of a new fire and paramedic hall in Garson, which will serve that community and the town of Falconbridge. It will cost taxpayers $10.8 million. The bulk of the money, $6.3 million, will be spent in 2026. Councillors also approved significant renovations to the Valtarais fire station totaling $15.8 million to be completed in 25 and 26 the years. Firefighters now based in Valcarin and Hanmer will work from that more central location. And for more on that, you can visit the Sudbury Star and their story there. I got this story from their newsletter, so you subscribe to their newsletter. Comes in at about 7 a.m. every morning. Power packed with all kinds of great stories. Comes right into your email. And yeah, so back to the story on the magic mushrooms here. They have this on their newsletter. So the Magic Mushroom Dispensary opens in downtown Sudbury. Between the trippy illustrations on its window and invitation to walk into a new reality, you might think so. You are entering some kind of sci-fi or fantasy situation, but no, Shroomies really is what its name. Sorry, but no, Shroomies really is what its name and fungal imagery, not to mention its 19 plus warning on its door, imply. A place to buy edible psychedelics. The store, located in the former Elm News space at Elm and Durham, is Sudbury's first outlet for magic mushrooms. It opened Saturday when the downtown area was abuzz, no pun intended, with Santa parade activity, and will remain open for as long as it quasi-legally can. We're just trying to operate no different to the weed dispensaries, said franchise owner Joe, who preferred his last name be withheld. I believe in the movement and feel people need a safe place to be able to come and buy these psychedelic products with the complications of street dealers or mail strikes, without the complications of street dealers or mail strikes. Shroomies, offered dry mushrooms with all their hallucinogenic promise, along with microdosing supplies and range of edibles, gummies, teas, chocolate bars that are infused with psychotropic things. I can't pronounce that word at the moment just because it's too early in the morning for me. But it's psychedelic stuff. If you need it, you can get it. It isn't shut down yet. We don't know if it's legal or illegal. Hence our new world that we're living in, where drugs are all the rage. They just, made it possible to get your favorite alcoholic products in your convenience stores and grocery stores, making it more possible, I guess, to deal with the actual things we're going through in our countries and in our communities. So if you need to drown your sorrows, the government's making it that much easier for us, right? And speaking of that, they're making it easier by giving us relief on some taxes for 2 months. Yeah, we have some coverage on that. This press conference from someone's store in Ottawa talking about it, right? One of the ministers announcing this new great 2-month hiatus from taxes with applause.
Tight squeeze.
There you go.
I got to prevent myself from not eating this row of stuff and that row of stuff. I have a sweet tooth. Well, listen, thank you so much, Yasser, and obviously Mona, Lindsay, Anita, Yara. It's a real privilege to be able to start Friday morning with you and Gabrielle as well. Thank you for having us here. It's my first time here, but I'm sure it's not my last. So thank you so much. As Yasser mentioned, the past few years have been challenging, and prices have risen, especially on items like food. Canadians have been through a lot. They work hard, and we see that. Our government cannot set prices at the checkout. But what we can do is to be there for Canadians when times are tough, to ensure that they have more money in their pockets, to help them afford the things that they need, and to save for the things that they want. We've heard from Canadians, and we are responding. We are now going to be able to put forward this initiative of a tax break for all Canadians for 2 months, starting on December 14th. There will be a GST, HST exemption across the country. Canadians will be able to buy essential goods like diapers, like prepared foods, like groceries, all tax-free, not to mention clothing, and in particular children's clothing. These essentials, all tax-free, in places like Sherwood Deli. That's takeout sandwiches, that's chips, that's pre-made meals, tax-free. We're removing the GST and the HST. So my friends, as we approach the holidays, as we get into the new year, these are things where we recognize that Canadians are feeling the squeeze, and we are here to help. Families will be spending quality time together over the coming weeks. Some will light Christmas trees and buy gifts. Some will share a meal with family and friends. Some might just make hot chocolate, order takeout, and stay in for a movie night.
Is it just me, or does it feel like the government talks to you like they're trying to know what it's like to be human or something? It's like there's such a disconnect between what they do and what we do. So it's so unaffordable. They realize that they're going to give you a break on taxes, smiling ear to ear, because some of us have hot chocolate and some of us get together with families and we got to buy diapers and we got to buy real things. Well, of course, and we can't afford it. People can't afford it. So, okay, you're going to give a 2-month break on taxes and a $250 check, apparently. So what's going on? Why don't you just make things more affordable so people can buy diapers? So they're only going to what? Buy diapers for 2 months? And then what? After that, what's going to happen? They won't be able to buy diapers anymore. This is only going to last 2 months. Like what? Is inflation going to be gone after 2 months? Like this is an actual solution? Seems like a bribe to me, just to, just the optics of it, that you're going to get bribed for a little bit. Oh no, they're taking away the taxes. It's such a good thing for 2 months. And then what's happening after that, right? So that's just my opinion. And I mean, I don't know, maybe someone else feels that it's a great thing, but a reporter from, I believe it's CBC, I really appreciate what she's been doing, asking real questions. I really like this reporter, and they're questioning the NDP. Like they're just going along with all this stuff. When is the end ever going to happen here? Because they seem to be talking badly about Justin Trudeau. We got to get him out. The guy doesn't know what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. But the reporter actually asked this NDP representative the questions that I would ask if and it's on this topic of this, these taxes being put on hold and this $250 check, and how does it all play out politically?
Supporting the Liberals on this when your leader, Mr. Singh, was explicit that it did not go nearly as far as you would like to see it go. You wanted it to cover more stuff and you wanted it to be permanent. Why do you continue to support the Prime Minister and his party when you say this falls so short?
We're coming into the Christmas season. Families are going to be stretched. Here's something that's going to give them some help. I think it would be irresponsible not to support that and get them the help that they need.
But aren't you just also sending the message to Canadians that if the Liberals do a tiny bit of what the NDP likes, then you're willing to keep them in power? And isn't that a difficult message for Canadians to reconcile with?
This isn't about sending messages. And so if the government is willing to put something on the table that lowers people's bills, that gives them some of that relief at such a critical time of year, how can we say no to that?
Because today, actually, in a way, Mr. Singh did. He said, when I'm prime minister, I will make it permanent.
Sure, absolutely.
He could be prime minister if your party was willing to force an election, but you're unwilling to because you don't think he's going to be prime minister, I think.
Coming into Christmas, I think the question, whether Canadians want an election at Christmas or they want $250 and a cut to the GST on things like kids' clothes.
Do you really think they're willing to trade the opportunity to get rid of a prime minister that your leader says is a total failure for $250?
There's absolutely going to be an election, and Canadians are going to have a chance to voice their opinion at the polls. Our leader has been very clear that an NDP government would do much more. In fact, the proposal...
But you're okay with one doing less now.
But do you think the Earth is round or flat?
Round.
Round?
Yeah.
It's obvious, right? No question?
No question at all.
I have to ask you quite bluntly, why is your party supporting the Liberals on this
when
your leader, Mr. Singh, was explicit that it did not go nearly as far as you...
I like that tough questions. That was a CTV reporter, by the way, not CBC, like I thought here.
Okay, so how can you prove that?
Thanks for that video just playing on its own with volume. Whenever I have to play a video, I have to hit the volume. But yeah, more on that. So now Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is going to weigh in on this very subject too, and he's being questioned by reporters. Some actual decent questions, not like we always get, but we'll get some questions about this whole, thing. He decided to take away the provinces' taxes too. So the provinces are like, what? We didn't agree to this. So they ask him the question.
Next question.
Ariel, si vous pouvez répondre en français aussi, s'il vous plaît. Some Atlantic governments say they were blindsided by your GST holiday. Will you compensate the provinces for lost revenue?
I think every provincial government across the country understands how important it is to be there for Canadians who are facing real pressures around the cost of living. That's what we're doing. That's why we're stepping up to support Canadians, and I'm expecting provinces who see the challenges that their citizens are facing to realize that this is a way they can be there for people as they face the challenges of the next few months. Je sais que les provinces à travers le pays.
And my follow-up, for 2 months your government has been unable to pass legislation. Have you given up on the House? What are you willing to do to end the logjam?
Well, it is.
Well, he just goes on to blame the Conservatives and gets political, and it's all the Conservatives' fault, even though he's in power with a coalition government with the NDP. It's the Conservatives' fault, so we're not able to do anything, just the way they run things. Them. It's their fault. Everything's their fault, even though he's been in power for almost 9 years. It's the Conservatives' fault somehow, because they were in power before, and they're stopping us from doing whatever we're trying to do. Crazy, crazy stuff. And you can see here, he just makes the decision that he wants to give everyone $250 to help them over Christmas time. And good morning, disabled Kane, whatever the government does. Whenever the government does things like these tax breaks, that means things are about to get crazy. Oh, for sure. Definitely. 100%. And Miles, good morning to you as well. They say it with so much drama. Yeah, I almost believe they care. 100%. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, actually. So, I've never seen a federal government get so involved in the provinces before. Like, he's overstepping his boundaries all the time. He gets into healthcare. He gets into all the things that the provinces, housing and things like he doesn't know where his lane is. And now he just comes out and says, oh yeah, we're just going to give you a tax break And he's like, you can give a federal tax break, but the provinces also collect taxes. They didn't agree to this. How can you just stop that as well? Like, this is the kind of government that we have. It's very socialist, bordering on tyrannical, and well, it's not bordering on tyrannical. It kind of is tyrannical. It's just not known yet because they're not being investigated properly, and we don't have true justice for the scandals and all of the investigations that are going on with them. Had we had real investigations and we had the real outcomes that we would have, he wouldn't be the prime minister anymore. And this would be, he'd probably be in jail, to tell you the truth. If this were a legitimate, law-abiding government and law-abiding RCMP and all the powers that be, from all of the things that he's been doing and have done over the last 9 years, definitely would have been in jail. In any previous government, remember the orange juice that cost, I forget how much money, somebody paid, a government person paid for an orange juice or something, and it was a lot of money. Remember what happened with that? It was like, that was the end of the world. An orange juice, for crying out loud, that costs a lot of money. That's just everyday stuff with this particular government. Oh yeah, now I'm freezing again on Facebook, so it must be the content of what we're talking about for sure. So here you go. One last reason why we're heading into this, with this Bill C-293, all of these things. A socialist, very socialist government. But people say, no, we love socialism. Socialism is where it's at. But John Stossel points out, no, socialism actually doesn't work. It never has. And you say to yourself, but no, it has. It has in places like Sweden, right? Well, let's listen in.
Capitalism. They want socialism.
Socialism is having a moment in American politics right now.
Socialism is totally on trend,
especially among young people.
The kids love socialism.
I think socialism is great.
Why? Because they're told capitalism hurts the poor.
The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer.
But that's just not true. The poor get richer too.
Norway! It's as socialist as they come.
And here's another myth. People say Scandinavia is socialist.
Instead of Cuba or China, think Sweden.
Look to countries like Denmark, like Sweden.
But Sweden isn't socialist. Some time ago, pre-Beard, I made this video about that with Swedish author Johan Norberg. But there was more to that interview and our more recent one on his new book, The Capitalist Manifesto. So here's our full discussion about capitalism, the left's push for degrowth, and Scandinavian socialism.
All I hear is that Sweden is this socialist paradise.
Well, we tried with something that was similar to socialism for a brief interlude in Swedish history in the 1970s and the 1980s. And that's the period that even socialists in Sweden now say, we overreached.
What happened?
Well, in the 1970s and 80s, that's the moment when the Swedish government started to expand dramatically. Taxes rose, regulation was all over the place. And that's the moment in time when Sweden began to lag behind. Does
that sound familiar to any of you? Taxes rose, affordability was terrible, regulations were through the roof. Sound like a country near you?
The countries dramatically. There were no new net jobs created in the private sector, no new international companies. Sweden lagged behind to the extent that we went from being the third richest country on the planet to the 13th richest country on the planet.
He's basically describing Canada at this point. If you take all the points he made and then you look at Canada exactly with the same lens, it's Canada, basically, what we're experiencing right now.
13th isn't bad, doesn't sound like a crisis.
But it makes it difficult to fund all these policies that Sweden had. So they started to print money. So we had a debt and inflation-fueled boom that ended in a terrible crisis. And to defend the Swedish currency, the central bank even had interest rates at 500% for a while.
What made it a crisis?
Well, suddenly all those systems that people depended on, the pension system, healthcare and so on, didn't get the funding it they needed. So there were waiting lines to get health care. People couldn't get the pension that they thought that they depended on for the future.
I don't know. Do we have waiting lines for healthcare here in Canada? You know, again, I was hoping I'd be able to, you know, play that whole video or whatever, because everything he was saying Sweden was experiencing, we are. And it said, instead of digging in their heels and saying, no, we need to be more socialist, even the socialist minister said the economy said, no, we got to stop this. It's just not working for our people. But our government's not doing that. They're digging in their heels as much as possible and going full tilt to as socialism and as communist as we possibly can be in terms of our policies, regulations, our economy. Everything is going that way instead. And unless something's done, it's not going to turn out very well. But unfortunately, it's all the time we got for the show, not only the video. Appreciate you guys being on, appreciate all of the comments, and appreciate you guys moving through and keeping on, even though we're freezing up on Facebook. I'm not sure why. But anyways, we'll never know why. Thanks for being on. Appreciate you, appreciate your comments, and make sure to like, share, take care, stay aware, all that stuff. And we'll be back same time, same place. And drive safe for sure today around the Sudbury area as we're getting that snow today and tomorrow. Make sure you got your winter tires on. Not all of us do. And drive safe, drive safer, especially if you don't have your winter tires on. Thanks for being with us today. And stay tuned now for Earshot Daily on CKLU 96.7 FM. We'll be back same time, same place on the same platforms tomorrow, God willing. Take care, stay safe, and have a good one. Ciao.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.